Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. Let's talk Canelo Crawford. Now, I still can't believe this fight is happening today. For real, for real. It is crunch time. It is crunch time. We shall find out, right? Who will actually win. This fight that has been advertised as the biggest show of the century, right? Now I don't know about that, but I do think though that what Max Kellerman said about Canelo Crawford um, rings a bit more truth. Um, he thinks Canelo Crawford will be the highest, the most viewed boxing show in 50 years. So basically, he's saying since Muhammad Ali versus Leon Spinks 2, that was in New Orleans at the Superdome in 1978. Now, when I do my calculation, it is actually 46 years. So he's off by 4 years. I wouldn't, make too much of a fuss there. But look, so 46 years, Canelo Crawford, likely to be the most viewed show in 46 years, my guys, my people. Muhammad Ali and Leon Spinks, 90 million TV sets tuned in to watch that fight in 1978. That is a figure for the US alone. Now, the global figures, 2 billion TV sets, 2 billion people globally, or even households, right? Globally, tuned in to watch that fight there. Now, where do you hear numbers like that in boxing? I've never heard that before. I've never heard that before, my guys. Muhammad Ali is a true GOAT. He is the GOAT for real, for real. No argument, no argument. He's the GOAT. That said, Canelo Crawford is not gonna touch those numbers. It's just not gonna touch those numbers on Netflix. Don't even think about it. However, I do think that it will definitely. I feel almost sure that it would do better than Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, which also aired on Netflix last November. That peaked at 65 million views globally, according to a site called IndieWire. Now, according to IndieWire, the undercard we had as co-main event Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 2, my guys, my people. And according to IndieWire, that garnered globally 74 million views on average. My God. Now, if we are to go with that information, right, then obviously the undercard did better than the main event. But that's not what we're led to believe commercially. The information that is widespread and being pumped out there is that Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, actually did 50 million views globally. So with that number, it actually did great, but not as good as the main event. But who are we to believe? I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys, my guys, my people. And my job is just to pump out the information and you decipher which way to go. But anyway, my guys. Let's talk. This is the reason why I believe that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, or should I say Canelo and Crawford, will do better than Mike Tyson and Jake Paul on Netflix. Let me give you the figures first, right? Actually, let me start with this. You can't argue that Crawford, when you match him up against another box office name, he would double the pay-per-view numbers that his opposition, normally does, right? For example, Errol Spence, who before he fought Crawford normally averaged around, let's just say 300, not just say, but according to the information out here, 300,000 pay-per-views, right? But when he fought Crawford, that went up to around 700. It went up to around 700 pay-per-views, right? So I think simply he's going to do the same with Canelo. He's going to double his standard pay-per-view numbers, right? Canelo, who normally averages around 700,000 pay-per-views. With Crawford doubling his pay-per-views, that should take him up to around 1.4 million, right? Around 1.4 million pay-per-views, my guys. And I think I'm still being generous, because we could take it up to maybe 1.6, which happens to be the exact same pay-per-view numbers that Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. did in their exhibition bout. 1.6 million they did, my guys, my people. And that figure there were, I mean, if Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were it on were it a pay-per-view event, let's say on the Zone or something like that, I don't think it does better than Mike Tyson or Roy Jones. I don't think it touches it. I don't think it touches it. You know, so with that logic, I would say that Canelo Crawford also does better than Mike Tyson and Jake Paul on Netflix. On Netflix, my guys, my people. According to the data that I've collected, you know, I can only go according to that, you know, because we're not dealing with pay-per-views here. But yeah, I'm confident that this fight here, all right, will garner bigger global views than Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the buzz for this fight, Canelo being the face of boxing, it's not a joke. I don't think there will be a single Mexican fan not wanting to tune into this fight. I don't think there will be a single US fan that won't be looking to tune into this fight. Even here in the UK, whoever's into boxing, they know what is happening today, my guys, my people, and they will be tuning in too. So, boy, this is going to be a huge event. It's huge, and I'm feeling it. I've been feeling it from day one, my guys, my people. But it is crunch time. Who will win? That is the question. And the main talking point about this fight from day has been the weight disparity. Crawford moving up 2 divisions to meet Canelo at 168 to challenge him for his undisputed status, my guys, my people. And they've had their weigh-ins, they've had the press conferences. I'm not gonna bother with what is said at the press conference. I'm not gonna bother. They have to fight at the end of the day, right? It is the fight game, my guys, my people. It is the fight game, and at the end of the day, they're gloving up, and you know, it's who wins in the ring, right? So yeah, but the main talking point has been the weight, and they have had the weigh-in, and they both weighed in at 167.5 pounds. If you are concerned that because they both weighed in the same, that Canelo may have given up his weight advantage, I think you are wrong. I think you are wrong. And the reason why is this. Canelo, he has He hasn't given up his weight advantage at all. Instead, Crawford has just bulked up. Crawford has just bulked up. Because Canelo in his previous fight against William Skull or Skull, yeah, he came in lighter at 166.5, I believe. At 166.5. He even came in lighter when he fought Belanga and Hyman Mingia. You know, the 3 fights, right, that he came in the same weight as he weighed with Crawford on the scale, right, were with Caleb Plant, with Jamel Charlo, who also moved up 2 divisions, right? Make note of that, my guys, my people. And with Billy Joe Saunders. And I can confidently say that in those 3 fights there, you could say that those were Canelo's 3 best performances. 3 best performances at 168. Not only was he able to close the distance very well, you know, but he stopped Plant. He stopped Plant, right? And he stopped Billy Joe. Broke his eye socket. And you know what? He made Jamal Charlo quit. Didn't make him quit in the fight, but he fought like a quitter. All the way to the end. What did he do in the fight? Absolutely nothing, my guys. It just made him shell up. Right? So, yeah, I would say that at 167.5, right? Since, according to my, view, right, the data that I can see on BoxRec, 167.5 is Canelo's optimum weight at 168. It's the optimum weight where he performs best at, and the weight where he put a shot out on Jamel Charlo. Even dropped him in the fight as well. Only didn't turn it up because Jamel Charlo was just shelling up. So, yeah, he is in terrific shape, Canelo Alvarez. He is in the best shape of his life. His coach, trainer, Eddie Reynoso, said so himself. You know, that his guy is in the best shape of his life right now, my guys, my people. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. They're actually both in good shape, both in terrific shape. People are worried that Crawford, he may lose his speed because he is bulked up. People are worried that Canelo is a bit too lean. But do you know why he looks more lean than usual? Than from his previous fights. The reason why he looks leaner is because he's worked so hard for this fight that he's built up so much muscle mass, right? So much muscle mass that he has less fat in his muscles now than usual. Less fat. And muscles, it takes less for them to weigh heavy on the scale. Muscle is heavier than fat, so of course it's going to look lean. It's more muscle mass. More muscle mass, my guys, my people. Yeah, but Crawford, like I said, also looking great, my guys, my people. And I think he hasn't had to cut too much weight. He hasn't had to cut too much weight at all. I would say what he's done really is like, let's say you take your regular weight, so his walking weight, right? What he's done is that he's just worked and tightened up his walking weight. That is all he's had to cut. not too much, not too much. You know, Crawford, who started his career as a 135 pounder, right? Now, when athletes cut weight to determine what weight class they fight in, they normally cut around 25 to the most extreme around 30 pounds. Around 30 pounds, my guys, my people. And when you work it out, the weight disparity between 135 pounds and 135 pounds where Crawford originally started his career in, right? Between that and where he's going to be fighting Canelo at 168, the weight disparity is around, I believe, 32, 33 pounds. So a little over than the 30-pound mark that athletes would normally lose, right? To make, you know, an intended weight class, right? To debut in. That is, of course, if they do intend to move up weight classes like a Crawford or a Mayweather, you know, as they did, or Pacquiao. You understand? So, yeah, he's God, I think I'm kind of lost my chain of thought. Yeah, so the weight disparity between 135 and 168 is around 32, 33 pounds at the extreme, 34 pounds, right? So he's a little bit above the extreme there, right? He is a little bit above, you know, but that there 168, right? That means that because it matches up with that average disparity that you have to cut, that means that 168 is rarely his walking weight. It's rarely his walking weight. He hasn't had to go through the pain of cutting weight. If any, he hasn't cut much at all. Maybe 5 pounds. Maybe 5 pounds. You know, so he will be at his strongest. He will be at his strongest. This is his strongest. He's not going to lose any speed. He's not going to lose any speed because he's not carrying anything that his body is not used to carrying. He's not carrying anything that his body is not used to carrying. This is his natural size, toned up, worked out. That is it, my guys, my people. I expect Crawford with that speed and Canelo's feet, his slow feet. Now, I've given my take on this fight already several videos ago, right? I've not done too many videos on this, but I've given my take, my prediction. I've said I think Crawford is going to win, and I'm going to remain with that stance, my guys, my people. Yes, Canelo, he has power. He has a great chin, great defense, my guys, my people. He has when he rehydrates, he will have the weight advantage. Once again, all right. Crawford, I don't think he's going to rehydrate too much more than this. The 167.5 pounds. I don't think he's going to rehydrate too much more than that. So he's not going to lose his speed. He's not going to lose his speed. And I think although Canelo has all those great attributes, the speed is going to make a difference. The speed in footwork is going to be the difference. And Crawford will catch him. We'll be looking to set him up, boy. Whenever Canelo tries to close that distance, we'll be looking to he will be looking to set him up, catch him falling in, set him up with traps, lateral movement. You know what I mean? That is how he's going to fight. Now, Bomac only wants two things from Crawford, really. He says, don't let him outthink you, don't let him outwork you. Now, that doesn't mean that Crawford is going to go in recklessly if he thinks that he's losing the fight, or if he thinks that that Canelo starts to get aggressive and he has to outman Canelo. It doesn't mean that. That's not how Crawford fights. Even when Crawford is very aggressive, is very methodical, and still picks his shots very, very well. Canelo as well. Even when he's aggressive, he's very methodical. He leads with the jab, to make clearance, and tries to, be very, very accurate as to where he picks his punch, right? However, I don't think Canelo's punch selection is that great. I don't think it's that great. Bivol beat him, but it's not like Bivol, like, it's, for me, it was a good performance. It was a good performance. Yeah. It didn't beat him up, like I said before. Sometimes I say beat him up, but what I really mean that is that he beat him. Canelo's punch selection in that fight wasn't too great. Straight punches, punch through the guard, but instead he kept on trying to go around the guard, and Bivol had, that tight high guard that he couldn't go around. But the few times when he hit the target was him going through the middle and piercing the target, piercing the guard. So I don't know why he was not doing that. Beats me, because Bivol was not running. Canelo was closing the distance very well with Bivol. Of course, that was at 175, right? But with Crawford, that we know, he's got so much great high IQ. Now the question about his chin, he's never disappointed me. Never been dropped, never been taken out. Canelo as well, never been dropped, never been taken out. So I don't see why I should doubt either on their chins. So I don't think there's going to be a knockout in this. It's going to go the distance. They both got power. I don't think I should doubt Crawford with his power, especially now that he's closer to his walking weight. He's going to be at his strongest. So yeah, I don't doubt him with his power either. Boy, this is a hard fight to pick though, but because of the speed, the foot speed, the fire IQ, the punch selection, and Crawford, who targets the body very well, Canelo, nobody really has been consistent with targeting the body. I don't think he's fought as great an inside fighter as Crawford before. Crawford is great on the inside, and he's got the quickness of feet to go on the inside quickly, land combinations, and be out. He would have the reach advantage as well. So the jab, he'll be beating Canelo to the jab too. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep my prediction the same. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it the same. And it's mostly about the speed and the punch selection, the fight IQ. Crawford, Canelo has got great defense. He has got great defense. But his defense is the sort of defense where he will make you miss, but nothing comes back. Nothing comes back. Crawford, on the other end, he will catch and shoot. He will catch and shoot, or make you miss, and something is coming right back. So his fight IQ is on a different level, and the lateral movement. Canelo throughout his career always been suffering with lateral movement. So I don't doubt that he will suffer with Crawford, who has great feet. He's got better feet than Bivol. I think Crawford's feet can only be compared with Mayweather's. Out of all the people that Canelo has faced in the past, even the IQ as well, in terms of skills. And this, in the sport of boxing, we've seen both fighters, no matter what Canelo rehydrates to, I now see that it's not too impossible that Crawford could win. based on skill. This will be a matter of skill against skill. It's not going to be a weight game. This is boxing. This is boxing where skills pay the bills. And based on that, Crawford has got to win. He's going to win. I think he wins via unanimous decision. I hope no referee, no judges trying to steal this fight, because I don't know. If Canelo wins, it can only be by knockout. But I don't see that happening. I think this goes the distance and Crawford via unanimous decision. That is my last take and prediction, my guys, my people. Now, Naya Inoue, who is also fighting today, my guys, in Japan. It's not being aired on any broadcasting platform in the US or in the UK or anywhere else, my guys, my people. Only in Japan, and I think in Australia as well, my guys, my people. But that's about it. Do you know where you're going to find it? If you live in the UK or in the US, you're gonna find it on Top Rank's Facebook page, which is a great injustice done to one of the biggest faces in the sport, Naya Inoue, fighting today against Marijan Akhmadaliev, somebody who he says is going to be the toughest challenge so far in his career. But yeah, tells you the state of Top Rank right now. Something's got to be done, boy. But with that said, that's all I have for you on this one, my guys, my people. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe. Of course, drop your comments below, my guys, my people. And as always, stay super, super blessed. And we out of there. Thank you very much.